All right, good afternoon, everybody. Skylar, welcome to our interview today to talk about your success story.
Woohoo.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So go ahead and tell people a little bit about yourself and where your journey has led you.
Okay. Well, my name is Skylar. I grew up in Yuma, Arizona. It's a really, really small town. And then I ended up coming up to NAU and Flagstaff for my undergrad degree. And just while I've been here, I have totally fallen in love with Flagstaff and the community and everything, the atmosphere that's here. So I decided I wanted to apply to NAU pretty early on in my journey, I guess. But I was super, super nervous. So I applied to a couple other schools in Arizona as well. I applied to Midwestern and AT Still, and ended up getting into NAU and Midwestern, and I got waitlisted at AT Still and then ended up getting an offer there as well. So it's been super, super exciting to be able to go through this journey and to have a little bit of guidance from somebody that knows exactly what I need to do. So it's been great.
Awesome. Awesome. So 3 for 3 for your Arizona schools. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. So you talked about you were nervous to
Yeah.
apply to NAU. Talk about that a little bit.
I don't know. I just NAU has this reputation behind it that it's like pretty prestigious and like a really competitive program to get into. Like even throughout undergrad, everybody's like dental hygiene and physical therapy are the two like hardest programs to get into. So I was like, Psh, no way that I'm gonna get in. I'm just like a middle of the road kind of person I felt, but I don't know. I was just really nervous. I didn't think that I had I don't know. I didn't think I had done enough or like was good enough to get into NAU. So it was a pleasant surprise.
So when that email first showed up,
Yeah.
were you like, okay, this is maybe they sent it to the wrong person or
Yes. Yeah. So, like I was just talking about this the other day. I'm like, I still feel like they messed up. Like they're gonna email me back and be like, oh, that wasn't for you. That was a mistake.
just waiting for that rescinded offer? It's like,
Yes. And I know it's
no.
not. But gosh, opening that email was like insane. I was having lunch with my boyfriend. I grabbed his hand and was like, I think this is the email.
I think this is real.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so cool, Skylar. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Um, so you've told me about like you think it's so strange that it's coming from a smaller town in Yuma and having these bigger dreams, right? Of wanting to go off to school, kind of being a trailblazer in your family in that aspect. And now seeing it come to fruition. What do you think this does for, people in your family or friends who know you? Like what impact do you think your influence has on others?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. It is really exciting because I'm a first generation college student and like being able to be so successful in my undergrad and be able to get into like a doctoral program is huge for my family and my friends, everybody that's around me. Like you said a little bit, not to like stereotype people from Yuma, but a lot of people, I don't know, don't necessarily have the biggest ambitions there. I don't know if they just like don't think that they can do that, but I feel like for me it was like a chance to show other people that you can do that. Like there's no limitations to what you can do. You just have to fight for what you want. Um, but yeah, it's been really cool. My parents have been so proud of me and all my friends, and um, I don't know. It's just different. Like I don't know. I don't think it was, at least for me, it wasn't expected. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Well, and who knows? This is something that in the moment right now, it's just we're excited that it's
Mhm.
happening.
Yeah,
But it's kind of fun to be on uncharted waters and
yeah,
to be like,
exactly.
I didn't think this this would happen, and
Yeah.
here we go, right?
Mhm.
So that's really cool, and I think you should definitely give yourself a pat on the back. I know it sometimes is like pinch myself to see if this is real type of a thing, but I hope there's at some point a moment where it sinks in and you really can be like, wow, I did it,
Mhm.
like, and there's obviously people who've helped you along the way, your family, friends, different mentors, things like that.
Mhm.
But you were the one who put in the work. You were the one who took the time and it paid off and you arrived at your destination. Well, you didn't have to leave really. You just stayed.
Yes,
But
I'm so excited about it.
yeah. So how do you feel like physical therapy application coach made a difference in your application process and your journey?
Okay. It was really stressful for me at first to just try to navigate everything on my own. There was nobody to like tell me exactly what I was supposed to do. So like all of the steps leading up to it, like signing up for my GRE and trying to figure out how to study for that, and then just like putting in all of the applications on PTCAS and even just filling out all of the information on PTCAS, it was like so stressful. So just having somebody like PT application coach that knows the whole process, like front and back, they know exactly what we're supposed to do, was really nice. And for you in particular, I feel like you're very accessible. Like even with your social media, you try to give out tips and advice to people that aren't even paying for your services, which I think is really, really exciting. Just something that you don't have to do, that you kind of go above and beyond and do that and provide that guidance to everybody. So when I signed up for the essay editing, and I felt like that was so helpful. I was so lost on that. I didn't know what direction I was supposed to go. And you were just so helpful in just being patient with me and digging it out of me what I really was trying to say. So that was really nice to have somebody that could almost like translate what I was trying to get at. So after I saw the impact that you had on my essay and how I felt so much more confident about my application process, I signed up for the interview coaching sessions as well. And again, you knew exactly what I needed to do. You laid it all out for me. And I just felt so much more confident going into those, just knowing a little bit of what to expect and like practicing similar questions with you and having things to pull from and not being completely blind going into those, I felt was so, so helpful. And I really think that you made such a difference in my in my applications and my journey.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that it worked, honestly. And I remember when we look at your first editing session, right? A lot of times when I first meet with people, it's getting them to believe that they deserve to get in. And I felt like there was a lot of this, like this, the small town kid fears that you had. Like, I don't know if I deserve to get in.
Yeah.
And the whole essay editing process was getting you to be like, you have these awesome experiences that you can talk about and you can share. It's just being able to channel them in the right way. And not every applicant has these crazy stories, but your life is your unique personal story. And nobody has walked the path that Skylar has walked all by yourself, right? So I think that was the cool part for me, was when you got done with your essays, was that I could see that you could believe it, that you were starting to be like, I do deserve to get into school. Yeah. Like, this isn't just a pipe dream. And then with your interview coaching, it was to see you like verbalize that. And kind of at the end, when I was asking you some questions we'd practiced before, there's a little bit of fire behind your responses. Like, I don't know if it's probably because you were tired of me beating a dead horse with you, or if you were like, I know, I believe this. I genuinely believe I deserve to get in. And then of course, after the interview is always just like such a roller coaster of like, oh, I could have said this differently, or exactly. I could have, all the thoughts come back to your mind. But it paid off. And deep down, when people come back to me, I know that the process pays off because I've done this for a while. And yes, there are applicants who, they come to me later in the process and they're like, they're not really prepared, and we do the best that we can and we get them on track for other cycles. But people who have done their homework and they really are ready to apply, are you ever really ready? I don't know, but they're prepared to apply. They just need that last little push to really remind them that, like, you deserve this, you deserve to be here. And now the world is your oyster and you just go for it.
I feel like that reassurance was like just totally transformed my attitude on the whole situation, and gave me that push that I needed to persevere towards what I wanted.
Yeah. And I think it is hard because in grad school, I feel like we have a lot of people that tell us what we need to do and not a lot of people telling us that we can do it, type of a thing, right? So and I think that's the difference, is I kind of try to straddle that line of, there's definitely things that you need to do. Like, you were no scrub. You worked super hard in school. You were involved in all these different things. And not saying people have to be perfect, but you need to put in an honest effort. And then at that point, if you really know which schools you want to go to, we just give you all the tools that you need to be able to sell yourself appropriately to that program. So they see, hey, yeah, we love Skylar. We want her to come. And so that's the straddle that I have, is giving you the for sure checklist of like, okay, we need to get on par with this. But at the same time, I want you to know that you deserve an opportunity because you put in the work. And I think that's kind of the piece that's missing in higher education, is like all stick, no carrot type of a thing. So trying to bridge that gap. And I think it's always changing, but I think we're on the right track, and we just keep going from here.
Definitely.
So concluding question, what advice would you give to any other pre-PT student who's either they find themselves struggling, maybe they were in a similar situation to you? What advice would you give to them?
Well, kind of just what we've been talking about, like regardless of any situation, anybody that puts in the time and the effort to make this happen can make it happen. Like I said, I felt like I was just kind of a middle of the road kind of applicant, and I didn't have like a stellar GPA or GRE score, but I think just showing in my interviews and in my essays like who I was, and going that extra mile to like try to connect with the interviewers was what like set me apart, I guess. Like just having that confidence behind me and like wanting to show them that, like, I don't know, like despite who I am on paper, this is who I am as a person. Like I feel like that was, I don't know, something, oh gosh, I don't even know how to express it. Like really just anybody can do it, basically. Like just persevering towards what you know you want is my best advice, I guess. Not giving up and not selling yourself short at all.
For sure. For sure. I really like that. This is who I am on paper, but this is who I am in person type of a thing. And I think that's the tough part, is like you have to sell yourself on both aspects, right? Like your essay does mean a lot. I know a lot of applicants who they told me that my essay was what helped me get to this interview. And I think I love that. That's a great little tagline, is I show you who I am on paper, but you are going to fall in love with me when you meet me in person.
Yeah, exactly. It's more than just these statistics on a piece of paper.
Yeah. And it's hard because like they know, and they're going to interact with you on a daily basis. You'll be with your professors all the time. You'll become a little family. So they know it's a personal aspect, and it's really easy when you meet good people who have worked hard to just, you fall in love with them and you want them to come to your program. And there's a place for everyone. If they put in the work, they put in the time, they can find a home that works for them and where they will be able to have success and achieve their goals if they do the things you recommend. So thank you. I really appreciate you sharing that. And thank you for being willing to take the time to come on and to share your story and encourage other people to go for it. Sky's the limit.
And just a little more tidbit, like the NAU interview was totally recorded, and like we didn't have any interaction with anybody. So I was super, super nervous going into that because I knew that it was different and it was weird. But again, I just had to try to show my personality as much as I could and not let the weirdness of the interview process like psych me out or get me down, stress me out. So just that as well, that other advice, not to let difficult circumstances or anything get in your way of being successful, I guess.
Of what you're going for. Yeah. And I think it's also been neat with the pandemic. A lot of people have asked, like, are we going to do you do things differently? And essentially I said, okay, well, yeah, there's a few things we have to tweak. But for the most part, the core concepts are the same for helping people get there. And I think that makes things less scary. It's regardless of whether you're talking to someone or you're recording something, those unique, special aspects of who you are as a person, those are the same regardless, right? And taking the time to identify those and be able to articulate them and back them up with experiences and stories, that's the system. And it's, people want a secret sauce. It's not really a secret. I tell people about it, but the secret sauce is actually doing it like you did. So thank you.
Thank you.
What we'll have to do is maybe after your first semester, we'll do a little follow up, see how things are going for you, how
Definitely. That'd be
you're
fun.
adjusting.
Yep.
All right, Skylar. Well, all the best with your future endeavors, and let us know if you need anything. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all of your support along this whole process.